Fujifilm has recently updated its pocket photo printer, the Instax Share, to a brand new model. This is it. It's now called the Instax Share SP-3 printer, and it's got some significant changes. I'm Erin from TechGadgetsCanada.com, and whereas the old photo printer, the SP2, printed much smaller photos and more narrow rectangular photos, the SP3 is now all about the square photos, so a lot more Instagram size and shape. I had a chance to do a full review of this device over several weeks in my home, and here's what I found.
The Instax Share SP3 printer prints small square photos that measure 62 millimeters square. The first thing you'll do is connect the Instax to your smartphone so you can print to it. This was easier said than done for me. I struggled for a good couple of hours trying to get the Instax Share SP3 to connect to my phone. Any phone. I tried connecting to and printing from 4 different phones, both Apple and Android, and nothing. I kept getting weird error messages saying the models do not match, please retry the operation, and the selected photo can't be used. I checked to make sure I was using the most up-to-date version of the Instax app, and I was, but nothing seemed to work.
Eventually, I was able to get the printer working by connecting it to yet another different phone, this time the Samsung Galaxy S8 Plus. Now, I realize not everyone is a technology blogger and doesn't have access to a whole bunch of different smartphones to try this on, so I think people are going to find this enormously frustrating when they go to do setup.
I gave up again and eventually tried, again, with an iPhone 8 several weeks later. It connected on the first try. Perhaps there was a bug that was fixed in subsequent app updates. Either way, I finally had a working printer.
Annoyingly, this little printer goes to sleep after a couple of minutes, and while that would be fine, in this case you actually have to reconnect your phone or device to it before you can use it again. So after just a couple of minutes of inactivity, if it does shut down, you'll need to basically do the setup process again, which involves going into your phone's Wi-Fi settings, finding the printer and connecting, then going back into the app and printing your photos.
The photos you'll get from this printer all come with a cool white paper border. This is definitely a Polaroid style print if you remember that era. Fujifilm now owns this technology and it's pretty cool, so it gives you awesomely retro looking photos very easily.
The film for this printer comes in little plastic canisters, and you may think it looks like it's easy to swap out if you wanted to use different kinds of films. Now, it's worth actually pointing out that there aren't the same different kinds of films as the SP2 had. They had different borders available. As of yet, I haven't been able to find different films for the SP3. So back to where we were, if you thought you could swap out different film canisters for each other, you can't. I reached out to Fujifilm to double check this, and they said indeed if you do pull the film canister out before you've finished using all the prints, you're definitely going to damage some of those blank photos and you won't be able to use them to properly print your pictures.
Mercifully, there are no ink cartridges to worry about in this printer, and that's because the photos develop on the paper itself. So you'll remember those original Polaroid instant prints that popped out from the camera blank and then developed over a few minutes? These work in exactly the same way.
The Instax Share SP-3 printer will print pretty quickly once you're connected and you've chosen your photo. So once you go ahead and select Connect and Print on the app, you're about to see how quickly it'll actually spit out of the device. And it's just taken a couple of seconds, and here it comes. Now with these photos, like those old style Polaroid photos, you will definitely need them some time to develop. You'll need to give them some time to develop. Takes a couple of minutes before they're fully ready, but overall in terms of the print speed and the photo developing speed, I'd say these are plenty quick enough for me.
The printer has a rechargeable battery which uses a micro USB cable, and Fuji says the battery life on the printer should be about 100 prints, which could be weeks depending on how often you're using it. During my 2+ weeks of testing and printing about 30 photos, I never needed to recharge it. A battery indicator light will give you a heads up on power status, and that little row of lights on the left will tell you how many photos are left in the printer.
Overall, there's a lot to love about the new Share SP-3 printer. The compact size is great. You can pretty much take it anywhere you want to go. It's very convenient for parties and outings and gatherings. I like the fact that it prints largely silently and pretty quickly, and I really enjoyed the photo quality and the new Instagrammable square size and shape. I think it's super fun. It's perfect for today's Instagram world, and I think the photo quality overall as well is pretty good. I mean, for a small pocket photo printer, these are pretty decent. Now, if there's something I didn't like, it was the setup process. It was buggy, it was not intuitive, and for those of you out there who don't have multiple smartphones you can try and use this on, you're going to find it pretty frustrating. Yes, the problems did resolve themselves after a few days, but it's something to be aware of because I think if you don't know that that problem might exist, you're going to find it enormously frustrating. This printer sells for about $249 Canadian, which is about a $50 price increase from the previous version, the SP2. So that's how much it costs. If you want to read more about it, there's a full written review online at techgadgetscanada.com. You can head over there, read through the details, and ask me any questions you have. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please do hit that like button and consider subscribing, since it helps me keep making more videos that I hope you all can watch and enjoy. I'm Erin. Find me on Twitter or Instagram. Until the next time, I'm at ErinLYYC.